Hey, Brent Porce at TopVelocity.net. I'm going to do a quick video on how the rack, the front rack of a clean, a front squat, is very supportive of the moment of external rotation for a pitcher or a throwing athlete. So what do you hear? A lot of guys want to work on their layback to get more external rotation, right? But we do know with the studies that external rotation, more of it, allows more trunk energy, which that is a big improvement to velocity. So a lot of guys thinking just stretching the arm would solve all their problems. That's wrong. And also too, stretching the arm, the rotator cuff, these small muscles, is also dangerous. Study shows that can lead to injury. So we need a better understanding of how this works. So the connection between the lifts to this position and the throwing movement is really important. So what are some of the important things you want to happen at that moment of maximum external rotation to allow your trunk to go forward? Well, to allow that, the external rotation, the layback, first of all, you have to have a lot of linear energy, because if you have a lot of rotational energy, your arm's just going to want to fly away from your body. So you have to first have a lot of linear energy, and that's how you use the kinetic chain. That's how you build energy up, delay your trunk, and build all that linear energy. Okay, once you got that into place, now there's going to be, once you hit front foot and your trunk is delayed to receive all that energy, you're going to have to be strong enough to be able to stabilize it and then transfer it, right? So what kind of strength are we looking at? We're looking at the scapular strength, all right? So when we're overhead like this, the scap has to be upwardly rotated to allow the elbow to go up so the arm can lay back, because the arm's going to lay back less if the elbow's low. So if my elbow's down here, not going to lay back as much as if it's overhead. Studies even show that. So we need that scapular function to stabilize that position. Also too, we need the core strength and the upper back strength to help hold that position, right? Because like I said, when I hit front foot and that linear energy comes up, that my body's going to want to fly apart because it's like a funnel of energy shooting up. So I have to create a lot of stability to hold my elbow up so my arm can lay back, and now I can transfer all that energy forward. So it's more than just external rotation. It's scapular function, and it's core and upper body stability. Well, what's happening when you front rack, right? When you front rack for a front squat or for a clean, is you're doing a lot of the same things. You're having to upwardly rotate your scaps. You have to keep your elbows up so you're not throwing it into your arms. And to do that, you have to have a strong core and a strong upper back to hold this position. Not only that, if you're cleaning and you're catching the weight, it's that power effect of stabilizing like you are when you're throwing. So just look at the similarities here as far as the mobility to be able to throw my elbow up, right, and create stability to hold it. Also the external rotation to put my arm comfortably under the bar. And look how far, if I went from a front rack position to a throwing position, it's not that far away, right? If I'm holding the ball, this is the front rack position. That's the external rotation position. It's literally just a few degrees of shoulder abduction, right? Or even horizontal abduction to adduction, right? So if I can create a lot of stability and mobility to hold this position here, right, and catch weight there, I should feel just as confident to have the mobility and the stability to catch and lay back and stabilize that position when I throw. And that's the one thing I noticed when I was using the Olympic lifts to get well into the 90s, is when I started feeling stronger, when I started catching good weight, 130% of my body weight with my cleans in that rack position, I could feel when I would land with my shoulders closed, I felt so strong to lay back, stabilize the core, and transfer all that kinetic energy. So it's just really cool to see a lot of the things you're going to have to prove in your front rack to get good at your front rack are all the things that are going to support you in laying your arm back and allowing all that kinetic energy to go. And it's not just stretching your arm back. It's how, like we said, how strong the upper body is, how mobile the upper body is, and how well you're moving that linear energy. So when you're challenged by the things in the front rack, like you don't have good mobility to get into a front rack, you don't have good stability to keep your elbow up or your upper back stable to hold that position, think about it. Those are probably the same problems you're having throwing in that externally rotated layback position. All right, so once you understand that and you start doing the work here, you should start seeing it transfer in your delivery, and that is going to have a huge impact on your velocity. And it really shows any negatives about the front rack position. Once you understand it and understand how it is similar to the throwing delivery, it really puts that to bed, and then you start getting excited about all the great benefits the Olympic lifts or even front squats are giving you when it comes to being an elite pitcher. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. If you have any questions on that, we'd love to hear it. I thought that I'd throw that at you.